money in your pocket, that crypto wallet, that bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. I'm always right.
What is going on, believers? Guys, I'm a little bit early today. I'm about 15 minutes early. I wanted to get started because guess what? The CPI number just came out. The CPI number was 9.1, which means we are destined for a massive dip, or are we? Now, I think that we're going to have one because guess what? If you listen to anybody in this industry, if you listen to any of these influencers who've been talking to you for the last few days, if you listen to any one of these people, then you know what they're telling you? I think it's going to be 18. I think it's going to drop to 18. Last night, I finished my show and I told you guys, I'm not sure exactly how this is going to play out. So be very careful overnight. Be very, very, very careful because you never know how this thing is going to play out. But the Korean market and the China market have been pumping, and guess what? Every single thing was pumping. You go look at the 1 hour chart over here, and guess what? From the time we went on the air last night and up, all we did was have upward action. Now, if you left me, because I at 9 o'clock went to walk my dogs, right? So then guess what happened? Guess what happened? I went for a walk. I was gone for about 30 minutes. When I came back in, I started looking at YouTube and I started watching all the other influencers. And you know what they were saying? Dude, I think it's going to drop to 18 overnight. I don't think it's going to be bad. It's going to be great. Like, I think everything's going to dump right now. I'm the only one that told you that it was going to continue moving along and that you were going to have 19,000s going into the next day. And guess what? Here we are. The market just lost $800 in value in just a few minutes. And guess what? Bitcoin is at 19,134. So if you listen to everybody else but me, that's on you. Now, let's go take a look at the price. As you can see right here, the Bitcoin price has dumped overnight. As expected by me, it was going to continue to run. We were going to have a good overnight. And I told you we're going to have that last chance. I've been telling you for days that it wasn't until the CPI number came out that we were going to see a dump. We were going to see any kind of negative action. I'm the one that was telling you that. Everybody else was like, no, it's going to keep going down because it was going to have this, because it was this red day. It's just going down. It's just going down. Guys, if you listen to everybody else, then guess what? You got hosed. You got screwed because you don't pay attention. You should be paying attention to Bleav. You just cancel your subscription with everybody else and give me a membership. There you go. That's the way that it works. Now, we did have a big run. And listen, we're going to mint a big candle right now. We're going to mint a very big candle. If you look over here and you see the size of these, the only time you see a candle of this sort of length is when something massive happens. Now, like on this one right here, this is where you had a bunch of longs or shorts get liquidated, or longs or shorts getting liquidated, or something like that's going on, because that's just what happens in the market. But as you can see right here, we were at 20,113 just a little while ago, while everybody was telling you 18. And I'm telling you, no, that's not going to happen, right? And then it dumped all the way down to 18,900, and now we're about to hit 19,200. So we're going to go down. We're going to keep going down because there's hours right now of this shit going on. It's going to be happening for a long period of time. We're going to be experiencing a whole lot of turbulence as this day starts to progress. But guess what? You can rest assured that I'm the only asshole on YouTube last night that was telling you what was going on. Everybody else was like, I don't know, dude. I think it's going to go down. So let's talk about where we go from here. Now, first, let's do this. The inflation report is out, and it says that inflation jumped again in June on a persistent climb in gas, food, and rent costs. Now, for those of you that are following and paying attention, the gas prices when we started this were about $5.49 in my neighborhood today. This morning, $4.66. So gas prices are down 80 cents just in the last little while. Gas prices are still incredibly high. I'm not saying that they're not high, but the price of oil came down, the price of gas came down. So what we're going to look at in the month of July for this August report that we're going to get is a a deep lessening of this number, we may have reached the peak right now. So at 9.1, we absolutely could have started this peak. I don't remember what the prices are because it escapes me a year ago. So the number that's going to be rolling off for last year, because it was the June report, it's going to be the July. So I don't remember what the prices were like, but that's usually when gas prices are kind of high. So you can assume that inflation was probably a little bit up there. So we're probably replacing that number with something lesser. And as the prices continue to come down, then we're probably going to start to see a leveling out. And then, over the next 6 months or so, we're going to see maybe just a little bit of an easement in the inflation number. But today we're at 9.1. Prices increased 9.1 from a year earlier, up from an annual rate of 8.6 the prior month, and the largest gain since November of 1981. The Labor Department's Consumer Price Index showed Wednesday economists surveyed by Bloomberg had estimated inflation would rise to 8.8. Now, the economists have not been right at any point. They've not been right on any level at any time on any point. And what's going on, Maddie B? And what's going on, Philip? On a monthly basis, consumer prices increased 1.3% compared to a 1% rise in May. Now, that's in June. July, we're having a pullback, by the way. This is not going to be a sustained pullback. In case you were also watching me last night and for a little while, we're talking about, this is just that whiplash. The prices are about to go down because there's a gluttony of supply happening. And guess what? We're going to start seeing that, and the prices are going to go down. It's going to feel a whole lot better, but it's not better. We're not better yet. June's surge again was led by gasoline prices, which increased by 11.2% and a 59.9% annually. The good news is unleaded gas averaged $4.65 on Tuesday, down from $5 a month ago. So now we're seeing that, and we know that that's happened. So there's going to be some people that are convincing themselves that, oh, maybe it's not so bad. And then they're going to start looking for reasons. Remember, what we're looking for. If we had gotten that 8.8% number, I can tell you this, Bitcoin would be at 21,500 right now, because people are looking for an easement of that number, because these guys, they're looking for risk right now. The market, these guys are looking for, any investor is looking for a reason to get back into cryptocurrency. Now, listen, the sentiment is stay away because it's a high risk, high yield market. And they're not looking for yield right now. They're looking to avoid risk. That's why we're seeing this thing play out the way that it's playing out. Okay. So, but commodity prices have tumbled recently amid recession fears and ebbing consumer demand. Ebbing consumer demand, that right there is the big factor. So commodity prices are going down because there's a gluttony of all of these items that we have, and the demand is starting to go down. And when that happens, then that means that the prices of stuff goes down, right? That already has pushed down gas prices and set the stage for moderate food price increases within months. So we're going to start seeing more moderate food. And listen, this is already baked in. To get to ridiculous margins of profit, which is what these global food initiative, these companies, what they want is they want to gouge you as much as they can. And food is the basic necessity of life. That's what they're going to do. Food and water, absolutely. So Barclays economist Pooja Sriram, however, believes high fertilizer costs for the farmers could keep grocery prices fairly high throughout the year. Russia is the leading exporter of fertilizer, and the Ukraine war has driven up the cost of that commodity as well as its chief ingredient, natural gas. Now, that means that everybody right now and for the next little while is going to be looking at Russia. They're going to be looking at an easement of this conflict, which shows no sign of abating at this point. So core prices, which exclude volatile food and energy items, increased 0.7, following a 0.6 rise the prior month. They nudged down the annual rise 5.9 from 6 in May. So what that means is, excluding food and energy, everything else went down just a little bit. And if it were not for the high cost of gasoline and the high cost of food right now, then everything else, we would have been more in line, and we'd be looking at a booming market. And again, when I say booming, I don't mean that the crypto market's going to turn around and hit 40,000. What I mean is that we would have seen again 21,500 already. So We're playing with points like we're just talking here, and everything except food and energy is down 0.9 to 5.9 from 6 the month before. Rent climbed 0.8 and 5.8 over the past year. So property owners, landowners, the land barons, the robber barons, the people, the takers, um, they're the ones, and they're the ones that are getting the biggest slice of your pie, because remember, there were circumstances that happened listen, we're on a real estate bubble right now, because guess what happened? Zillow and realtor.com and all those different companies that we rely on for buying houses or renting houses or doing anything like that. You know what they were doing? They were going and they were finding undervalued properties, and they were buying them for themselves, and then they were flipping them, and then they were trying to sell them for more. Well, they had so much money that they were just buying up all the property. And what did it look like? Well, you saw articles that came out, and then you saw people who were like, well, everybody just wants to be, they want everybody in the world to just be a renter. No, that's not accurate. What they wanted was, they wanted most people to be renters, because these big companies thought that they could flip these properties and continue to help milk the price and increase and create an increase in the market price. Remember what we see in the NFT market. What happens when you have an NFT collection and you've sold all the NFTs? How do you make it more valuable? You advertise, and then you sweep the floor. Well, guess what Zillow was doing, and guess what realtor.com was doing? They were sweeping the floor. They were finding the undervalued properties, and they were taking them off the market by buying them, and then they were rehabbing them, refurnishing them, turning them into something more valuable, and then reselling them for a markup and making it look as if the market was pumping even more. Well, now they're billions of dollars into real estate that they have on their ledgers, and they can't do anything about it. They're just having to kind of ride it out. Go look at the profits on Zillow and realtor.com right now. They had to admit that they were doing this, and this happened November of last year. So what are we seeing now? Suddenly go look around and see what it looks like when you're selling or buying houses right now. The market, and listen, we're not at 3% from the Fed yet. So there's still time and there's still room, but at this point, everybody's kind of feeling just a little bit of this. They're feeling that pinch. They're feeling that sentiment. They're starting to see that the prices are becoming prohibitive, and they're like, you know what? I'm not buying a new house. You can forget that. There's always going to be people who are going to buy. By the way, remember that when I say this is nothing is absolute in this business, but people are not buying the way they were buying months and months and months ago. It's not happening. So what's going to happen? The price is going to come down. If we go to, let's just take, if you follow house prices, and every once in a while I look at these kind of things, but you start, pick a zip code. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky. So we're going to do 40213. That's where I originally am from. And we're going to do for sale. And then we're going to start looking at this, and we're going to see, this is 26 days on Zillow, 4 days on Zillow, 7 days on Zillow. If we start looking through some of these, then we're going to do this. And is there a way to, here we go. Price cut. This is something that you did not see, by the way. Remember this, you did not see this on any one of these websites just 2 to 3 to 4 months ago. Okay. So 4 days on Zillow. Here we go. Price cut 5,000. This one, price cut 5,000. Price cut 10,000. Price cut 14,900. Look at that piece of shit they're trying to sell for 375,000. Are you kidding me? Teal Avenue in Ottoman Park. It's actually a good neighborhood, so maybe they could get that. But you know what I mean? A price cut of 30,000 over here on this 4-bedroom, 3-bath on Poplar Level Road. Look, Poplar Level Road. Come on now. $30,000 down, $65,000 down, price cut by 500. Pick a zip code, and guess what? You're going to see this everywhere because you were not seeing it before. And this is what you're seeing right now. Look at that house. It looks like kind of an elf's house, doesn't it? It looks like somebody, it looks like, what's the name? What's that stupid little thing with the hairy feet? God, I should have watched Lord of the Rings. Oh, well. Everything's going to dip, by the way. Remember, this is going to be your buy opportunity. 4, 6, 3, 2, 1. All right, so we look over here. This is my neighborhood. 650,000 down $29,000. Price cut 5,000. Again, you did not see any of this. You did not see any of these price cuts. Price cut 400. Price cut here 999. Look at this: 5 bedroom, 6 bath, $1.1 million house, and the price is down $999. They cut their price $999. Are you kidding me? These people are just, God damn it! It's on sale. Price cut 3,000. Price cut 30,000. Price cut 18,000. Price cut 5,000. Price cut 5,500. Price cut 10,000. Price cut 16,000. All of these houses, and just all you have to do is go look. Like, you'll find this anywhere you go right now. All of these prices are being discounted because they were way too high. The rent was too damn high. Where's my boy out there, man? The rent is too damn high. Didn't he die? Oh, well. Anyway, so here comes another. So we had that gigantic candle over there, and we went from 20,100 all the way down to 18,900. Now we're settling in at about 19,150. Ethereum's at 1,032. Remember that the volatility here is going to be double. Now, when we go look at the Dow overnight, remember we were at 30,981. The Dow overnight was up 100. It's about to be, I'm afraid to look. We got a few minutes here, but it's going to be tragic. 344. So that means that we're about to see a massive cascade. And of course, we're going to get our reports very soon about where the market is and how it's trending. But this is not looking good. We're going to look at 344 down right now, 248 over here. We can see right here that the market's not open. Still says down 192. But here's it. Here's the Korean market. The Korean market ended up 10.85 or 0.47%. And the Chinese market went up 2.8 and 0.09. It's not a big increase for them, by the way. So, and then here's the S&P. So the S&P is going to be more like what we get because we are tied really into the S&P. Now, here's the thing. We've seen this shit before. We've seen this shit before when we've seen this shit before. It's always, this is America on crypto. Like, we cannot handle all of this kind of stuff. So we're going to have a major move to this downside, but we're not seeing the downside movement that we were seeing. Here's the problem. The problem is some of these overseas markets, they're going to start disappearing. They're going to go away. But here's the good part. The good part is the rest of these markets, they may not react as negatively to this as we are right now. So we have to see what our indices over here in China look like, because it looks like they traded a little bit sideways for the evening, and they're closed, by the way, now. So you're not seeing any change in their prices because they only do an 8 hour. Same thing with Korea, only 8 hours. But generally speaking, they're up. So that being the case, we're probably going to see a little bit of a correction, maybe. But you know what? If we're looking again, and I told you guys this before, we're not going to. This is not the move to get to the bottom. This is not where we find our bottom. This is not a play where we end up in that negative phantom zone where we go down. If we go down to 17.6 or whatever the number was the last time we did this, if we go down to, here we go. If we go down to 17.5, which was the low number that we had before, if we go down to that number, then that's not going to be the low. That will not be our low. That will just be that kind of indication there that that it can go much lower, because remember, we've got the FOMC on the 27th and the GDP on the 28th. That's going to officially put us in the recession. So this is where we are. This is where the market is. Let's go look. By the way, just a couple of pieces here. You're going to see this continue to go. It's going to continue to go for a while. And you know what? Here's the funny thing. The funny thing is this: at some point today, as this market starts to play out, you're going to see a whole lot of people going YOLO, and they're going to be like, you know what? Let's just go. And you're going to start seeing. You're going to see a lot of people still getting in because they're thinking that this is the bottom. So remember that, even though we're seeing it, and we should have knowledge to know that the low and the bottom of this market is probably going to be closer to around 16.4, 16.5. Like this is probably where our low is right now. So that's going to be the low. At least that's what I think. But we're not going to get there until around the 28th or 29th of the month. That is when we're going to get down here. Maybe we'll get a little bit lower, but that's going to be the low number. And then that's where we're going to start bouncing from. And that's when that's when everything starts to change. Once we get to this number, then we're going to consolidate and go sideways for a little while. And then we're going to start moving back to the upside. And we're going to start rebuilding all of the stuff that's been decimated. Remember, everything that's going on right now is basically the people that are taking the high risk markets, the ones that want to get out here and make that big money and do that what we call YOLO shit. They're the ones that are sitting on the sidelines right now, and they're the ones that we're waiting for to get back into the market. Okay, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for those guys to come with that bag. You're like, come on, dog. All right, so now we're going to get rid of the pre-stock market trading, because this is just going to get, we're going to get some mixed signals on this over the next 25 minutes. Right now, remember, it was 360 a few minutes ago. Now it's down to 346. So we're going to get a little bit of mixed signals for a little while. We're going to get to 20 minutes from now. When we get to that 20-minute period, then we're probably going to start seeing some downside on Bitcoin. We're going to start seeing it kind of move a little bit faster on that downside. We're going to see that bear pressure really start to kick in. But I don't think this lasts as long as we originally thought. Like I feel like we're starting to get all this baked in. And when I say baked in, I don't mean that it's going to be easy. I mean that the prices, the prices that we're seeing right now are going to be lower. Let's see, where were we at 24 hours ago? Let's just do this. 24 hours ago, we were at, that's 8 a.m. right here. We were at 19,845. Now we're at 19,165. So we're down about 700 in that 24-hour period. God damn it. You know what? Where was it? Where the hell were we at? So we're down 619 for that period of time. And we don't even know if that's going to change by the time we get to this part over here, the rest of our day. I'm going to be interested where we are at 6 o'clock. Like that's the number. Like 5 o'clock, I'm going to be interested where we are at like 5 o'clock tonight. That's when we're going to really get the tail of the tape, so to speak. Like, are we down? Because at 5 o'clock yesterday, right here, at 5 o'clock yesterday, we were at 19,300. So we're at 19,181. Depending on how this market plays out, with a little bit of sideways action from this point right now, if we can get any kind of pressure upwards, then guess what? We're going to be dead even. And one of the things that we should be looking at, by the way, is Justin and Hobbs. Justin and Hobbs, they come on about 3 o'clock. So let's say from this part right here, they were at 19,446. And Justin said he didn't think it was going to be that bad. Hobbs said, oh, it's going to dump. So we're going to see the difference here. At 3 o'clock, we're going to be real interested to see, are we at 19,500? Are we even close to it? Now, if we're down 1 point, Hobbs is going to be like, oh, I told you. But, I mean, let's be real. We just got a 9.1 number, and we've got people fighting right now on this line. Now, we're red, so we have to recognize that we're in the red. We're not We're not nailing it and crushing it by any means. But I mean, we're at 19. We're right where we were yesterday at the same time. So you have to there has to be some context that you put in when you're factoring this stuff in. Now, remember, these are the plays coming out of this. These are the plays right here. So if you're looking to make plays and you're looking to ape back in at any point, find yourself a good spot on Aave because it moves so hard and so good. Find yourself a spot on Avalanche because it moves so well. And then find your spot on Matic because Matic has picked up, I think it's 58 of the Terra Luna validators have moved over because they don't want to do, they don't want to get on Luna 2, whatever you call it, Tuna. They don't want to get on that. So they're moving into the Polygon system. And, let's watch how this plays out over the next little while. Like these three, I think, are going to be the gems, and we're calling that right now. So watch for the dips. If you have any dry powder that you're trying to play this market with, and you would be asking me for a recommendation, then those would be the three that I would say are going to be the ones that are going to give you the biggest yield. And I think that Aave is the one that probably gives you the best one because when it runs, it runs. So you find that down. You found that down. Yeah. So Lorenzo, that's degen shit. It has been running. As a matter of fact, 352. So we're kind of trending sideways on that trading. But if anybody has been paying attention to Voyager's up 264% just in the last little while. Like it just continues to soar. Now, there's a reason for that. This is degen shit because it dropped all the way down here. And what's going on with Voyager right now is that Voyager is in chapter 11 and they're telling people, hey, we're going to get you your money soon. Everything's going to be great. But they're going to be able to do that in bankruptcy. So what is it that they're really saying becomes the question. Like, this is not normal. What's going on here right now? You should be very alarmed and very concerned that at any moment this whole thing can collapse. Voyager is going into bankruptcy. All of their assets, everything is going to be liquidated. They cannot just give the customers back their money because it's not the customer's money. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. So, but this is just degen right now. Look at this 24-hour high and low from 14 to 52. So, I mean, if you made a play on it and you got in good, more power to you. But and we should probably start recognizing that anytime we see these tragic set of circumstances, that we know that this shit's going to happen. Because I think the same thing happened with where's Celsius? Celsius is at 72, and if we go back like 7 days, there we go. Like we had it way down here. When it hit down here, that's when we had a nice little run on it because they started paying their debts down. As soon as we got a little bit of positive information, as soon as we had just a little bit of positive information, then all it took was that, and it started pumping. And then maybe even down here at 60 or 57, and that big run up there, because remember, it was just paying its debts down. July the 4th, $1.01, and we knew that it was failing at that time. So, maybe every time we should probably be looking to take advantage of the, we should be like real investors, take advantage of the dead and dying, for our own personal gain. Wouldn't that be cool? All right, let's go over in our degen market and see what it looks like over here, because for a while, Terra was looking really good. Like it was really up. It was at 1642 just a little while ago, and it was feeling really good. But, as with anything, when the market starts to, and by the way, when you see my videos today, the videos, we were doing this when it was around like almost 1100 on Ethereum. So you got a little bit of come down happening right now You got that big red candle. That big red candle, by the way, is not for anything other than if you go through here, there's no sell that caused that. The sell here was, where is it? Right here. Nothing. So it went from 1639, had all buys, and went to 1555. So it was just one of those sort of moments where the market crashed, and because you're tied into wrapped Ethereum, whatever wrapped Ethereum does, that affects the price. So otherwise, over here, we're all down. We're all feeling a little bit of pain. You can see here, Volt, by the way, has not trended sideways very much because it's gone from 70, I think it was 79 to 76. So, the effect has been muted. We've got a 3 ETH sale is what happened there. So all of this stuff is pre-market is down to 282. So now it looks like I'm covering that in my video today. What I'm basically saying is this terrarium 20 quadrillion burn. So that doesn't do much because that's not how everything works. So they've burned 54% of their supply, right? And we know that they've burned 54% of their supply, but guess what? They still have 100 quadrillion tokens. They haven't burned any of their supply. Not really. What they've done is they put it into the dead wallet. So now 52%, not 54%. They burned 52% and it's in the dead wallet. So when they do that, then that means that there's 48 quadrillion still in circulation. Well, what they're about to do is they're about to take 20 quadrillion of those out of circulation. And when they do that, there's only going to be 28 quadrillion left. So that 28 quadrillion that's in circulation doesn't become more expensive. It just props up this price by another 20% because the 20 quadrillion represents 20% of the circulating supply. When you reduce the total supply by another factor of 20 quadrillion, which is 20%, then that means that your price right here of 1586 is going to go up 20%. It takes trading for it to happen. It'll take a little bit of time for it to average out. But when you're looking at local bottoms and you're saying, like, this is our bottom right here at 1467, well, if you put 20 quadrillion tokens, into the burn wallet, then this bottom will now just be 20% higher. So when you hit this area, you're not gonna be hitting 1468. You're gonna be hitting 28 would be 740. You'd be hitting like 1740. I hope that makes sense. It just means that all of these numbers are going to be trending higher. It does mean something good. It does mean that you're going to be trending just a little bit higher. But remember, you still have 28 quadrillion tokens that are in circulation. So it's going to take some time for that to really do anything and for it to really matter. It just helps you with that bottom line price. That's where you are. Also, for those of you that didn't see, there is a Volt NFT collection coming. There you go. And you got Pablo dressed up in a suit, but you got a Volt NFT coming. So you're going to be seeing that coming out pretty soon, which will be kind of neat to experience. You can also see here that my girl Space Chick Crypto thinks that she's figured out the Sailor riddle. Exactly. All it does is raise the floor. Space Chick Crypto believes that Sailor is actually Saylor, and that means that there's a Michael Saylor NFT coming in the NFT collection. She thinks that she's solved the riddle. I don't know if she's right or not, but we're going to find out. Lost about 100 points in Bitcoin, by the way, while we're having this conversation. So, and also, Dr. Praveen had a great article that he put up. Let's go back here real quick, and we're going to look at it. He responded to the Treasury. The The U.S. Department of Treasury has invited the public to respond. God damn it. To provide feedback for the President Joe Biden cryptocurrency order signed on March 9. The executive order directed a number of government agencies to examine the benefits and risks of crypto. And Dr. Praveen made a response, and his response was basically about stable coins. Cryptocurrency shall get a seat at the Treasury table if we have limited regulatory oversight with an attribute of enforcement in the digital space. For example, the store of value one-to-one conversion of stable coin to native currency, USD, UAED, or the SGD that can be withdrawn at a local online bank or transferred through a centralized authority such as a centralized exchange or a bank is non-negotiable. You can trade, hold, swap cryptocurrency. However, accessing your funds via stable coins is mandatory. Unfortunately, we've seen that algorithmically designed stablecoins are at a high risk due to the volatility of many attached price stabilization mechanisms. Hopefully, the United States Treasury Department shall consider this while developing their playbook so it is safe and fair to all trading participants in the stablecoins realm. Now, what I've been hearing, and I don't know if there's any real validity to it, is that the USDC is being considered, or at least is on the table, this USDC right here, as the official stable coin of the United States government. So I'm not sure if that is true or not. We're going to see, and we'll get an idea pretty soon, like what they're going to do. I'm sure we're going to get some kind of support from them in terms of communication, but it looks like that seems to be Circle. I'm not sure why they're going to Circle, by the way. But it could be because it's a US-based company, so they feel like this is probably going to be the best fit, and they're the most transparent of all the stable coins, even though people have still said over and over again that something might happen to them. Well, nothing's happened to USDC, so and all of their information is coming from. And listen, let's not forget this. let's not forget this, that banks lie, accounting firms lie. Remember Enron? Every accountant told you that Enron was just fine. So everybody telling you that USD is fine or USDT is fine, they could be another company like Enron. They might be getting a kickback to just make it sound good, and that's just the way that it works. I mean, you just don't know. So maybe we'll see. When exchange comes out, yes, burn a zero. Oh yeah, listen, Lorenzo, you're not burning a zero with 20 quadrillion. 20 quadrillion is not going to burn a zero. If you look, the supply is too much. The supply is too great. You're not burning a zero with that. You're going to burn a zero by getting a listing on a real tier 1 exchange. Like that's how you burn a zero with Terrarium. Yeah, no, you're getting. Look, there's going to be FOMO, and there's going to be excitement. You're going to get like this kind of pump right here. Maybe you go from 15 to 18. Maybe you get one of these pumps. Remember, this pump just happened not too long ago. And you know what? If you can get this pump to happen one more time, then from this spot, then you're going to get to 26 or 25, which would be a nice move. But that's all you're getting. Like you're not dropping a zero just because you burn 20 quadrillion supply, because that doesn't, again, like that's, you're going to get people who buy in because they believe that that's a cool thing. But most people understand that's not really how you pump a price. So it's nice, but it's just not going to go. It's not going to take anything crazy. So don't think that it is. Let's get into comments for a little while. Let's see what's going on. I'm probably going to skip towards the bottom, by the way. Oh no, say it isn't so. They lie. I think wholesale CBDC because it is more familiar, more trustworthy to retail investors than a government stablecoin? Maybe, but I mean, we have to see. And if you have a question, by the way, ask it now so that because we can get down here. Back, if they look at the Crypto Stackers channel, he breaks it down what the chart will do. He shows it on the spreadsheet. Yeah, he's not entirely right though. Dean's a good guy and he tracks things, but he tracks the result of things, not the prediction of what's going to happen. So he'll show you exactly what happens and when it happens. He's not taking a guess and an estimate using human sentiment. He's doing it based on like raw data, and that raw data doesn't account for that. So, or doesn't it completely account for it? But I mean, basically, you're gonna go to about 26, 27, and then that's going to be the end of that pump until the next item comes. Unless you can pop 2 or 3 pumps in the meantime. You know, I mean, again, it really comes down to what kind of announcement you can make. Can you get on a run? Can you start? Can you just start this snowball effect of things happening? You know, listen. Let me tell you how. Let me tell you if I could have, let's just say we had control of Terra. We guys that are on here right now, we had control of Terra, and we know that there's a 20 quadrillion burn happening. Then I would be all over exchanges trying to get a listing because I would want a pump from an exchange. So, you know, I'd be trying to get on Gate.io or something just so I get a little pump right here. When I get a little pump right here, I wait for just a little bit of a dump. And then I announced, hey, we're burning 20 quadrillion. This is huge. You better get your bag packed. Well, then everybody's going to FOMO, and then it's going to start to pump, and it's going to start to pump. And then I make an announcement of another exchange, and that next exchange is going to cause just a little bit more pump. And then I say, hey, you know what? 20 quadrillion wasn't enough. We're going to burn another 20. We're going to burn another 10 quadrillion, and then we're going to see how this thing goes. And once you do that, you'll create 4,000. You know what I mean? Like you have to create it. It has to work out. And now here's the thing, you know, unfortunately you can't always do that. It just doesn't work that way. You can't, you don't know when you're going to get a listing on an exchange or anything like that. There's some tier 1 exchanges that I know that have been approved for multiple different tokens right now. And I know them and I know the guys, and like they're waiting for these for these tier 1 exchanges to make announcements, and the tier 1 exchanges are not wanting to make the announcements. They're not making these announcements because like they think that they think that you know, maybe this market, you know, maybe they're waiting for something in the market. Maybe they're waiting for sentiment to change or something like that. They don't think they're going to onboard somebody and get good trading volume, but you know, I don't know. But I know that they've been approved. I know that they've gotten the okay, that they're just waiting for that. And so they're sitting back and they're just kind of like chilling. You know what I mean? Like, and that's all you can do. That's all you can do at this point. So, I mean, who knows? But that's what I would do. That would drive it through the roof. By the way, then if we could do that, like that's when an actual Binance.us listing happened. If that happened, then boom, you drop a 0 right there because you would be up there high enough that you could drop that 0. But you got a long way to go. You got a long way to go. You need to burn a lot. All right, we're starting to see a little come down here. We've hit 830. So the pre-market was at 312. So it went down just a little bit more. Now we're going to get the Dow numbers. We should be able to start seeing. Now we're not getting the update yet. So, God damn, I don't even need to do that anymore. Whoops. When trading goes live, this number over here just wakes us up. So we're at 30,981. I hate that. Let's see. And then All right. So any moment now, we're going to start seeing this number start to move. And the first thing we're going to see is probably going to be a big red candle form. Whoop, there it is. Big red candle form. We're down 300 and 380. So now this is when we're going to start seeing the market move. and we're going to see what America is made of at this point, because oops, let me flip over here again and go back to answer this question. Matic, we want all right, so the target entry point for Matic is going to be 39 to 31 cents. That's going to be where you're going to get the best value for everything that that you're doing right now. There's a lot of support right here at this 39 level, 40-cent level. So, you know, that's going to be, and they're willing to support this price action right here at about 60 cents. So you're going to get a 50% bump just by waiting for a nice big dip, getting it back down to 39 when this market starts to really tank. As this day goes on, we might see this thing burying itself further and further and further down, you know, because that sentiment is not going to, you know, they're going to fool themselves for a little while. We're going to get that little pie in the sky sort of sentiment, you know, and then, as a matter of fact, if you remember, about 3 months ago, we had bad news. We got the bad news and the market started pumping, and it was late in the day. We got the FOMC minutes, I think. Or no, we got the actual FOMC announcement, and then the market started pumping. And then we were like, why is it pumping? Like, what is going on here? And then it's like they woke up from a drunk binge and the market dumped the next day. So remember, anything's possible. We can see, but we're starting to see a breakdown on Bitcoin. So now we're getting to that. This is when we're starting to see the buy opportunities kick in. This is when we're still not getting below. Like, it looks like they're really fighting on this 18,900 level. So 18,900 is showing some support. So it's going to take a lot to just kind of break down through there. Every time we get to that spot, we end up pushing ourselves right back up again. So this is going to be the same. What we've touched it twice. So I guess if we touch again, then it's going to go down, right? Third time's always the charm. So we'll see if it breaks down. But ETH is at 1014, 1013. So, you know, the struggle is real, guys. And the Dow Jones is up to 372 now. Now, one of the other things is we're going to get rid of the pre-markets right now. And who do we have announcing profits today? Hot inflation climbs to 41-year at 9.1. Dow sinks as inflation soars. Novavax pops. Oh, Jim Cramer. All right, Dow. Let's see. No, that's the jobs report. What's up, Eric C? What's going on, man? Let's see. Ooh, what's the option of the day? How to trade a bearish call spread on Netflix. Netflix is already 75% off its highs, but has traded sideways for a few months. A bear call spread can profit as time passes. All right. I don't see anything there. So let's try Dow earnings. Investors are bracing for a shaky earnings season. I don't have any. There's no company popping out right now today, so there must not be anything big really happening for that. So now we're just watching the pure market dynamic play out. Remember, we're in the risk market, so this is what's happening to risk markets right now. And when we start to look at this, here's what we see: the Dow Jones has a certain percentage down that it's going to go. Right now, that changes 1%. Now that means that the SPY is going to be down 2% pretty soon. So if the Dow maintains itself down 1%, then we're going to expect the SPY to be down 2%. And if the SPY is down 2%, we're going to see Bitcoin down 4%. And if that's the case, then we're going to see ETH down 8%. So those are kind of the numbers that we would be looking at right now. Now that is if the market continues to peg these two together. If we decouple, if this is the day that we start to just decouple from what's going on, then maybe something changes. But as of right now, that's the way that's going to be looking. Hey, thank you for the $10 super sticker, Eric C. I appreciate you, man. So we're back up to 19.1, starting to see a little bit of recovery here. Remember, we're down here at 18,009, and we're watching and we're looking for a show of support. So if we can keep supporting 18,009, then there's only so much dump that you can do. What's up, Voltaholic? Dude, I went crazy on my Volt video today, by the way. So I hope you guys like that one, because I tried to go just absolutely bonkers on it. All right, let's see what the Watcher Guru has to say. Shiba Inu burn project. Shiba Play reveals their burn target. There you go. We were just talking about Matic. The crypto market entered another slump this week. Bitcoin, the original cryptocurrency, has dipped below 20,000. Polygon seems to be defying the market, at least for now. Polygon is the only crypto project in the top 20 that's in the green in the 7-day charts. Bitcoin and Ethereum registered drops of 2.2 and 5.6. Firstly, Polygon is hosting its Green Blockchain Summit today. That's not why it's moving, by the way. It's not going to come down to 11 today. I don't think we see that. I think we need the 28th when we see the GDP. I think we need a bigger catalyst for that. And I think seeing the GDP and to see the official announcement that we're in a recession to get it down there. And by the way, guys, you should not care if Bitcoin is at 20,000 or 10,000. It really shouldn't matter to you. It's how much money you can make from playing the bottom of a dip to the top of a dip, and how much you can make. Unless all you're doing is long-term hodling. And if you're doing that, then if we go to 10,000, it's time to buy and just walk away from crypto for a few months and, see you guys later. You know what I mean? But if you're in this for the trading and you want to see that trading happening, then it doesn't matter whether you're at 20,000 or you're at 10,000. Like there's just absolutely there's just I really think that we're going to end up with like a 50 million market cap on that thing pretty quickly, because once it's released to the App Store, we're going to start seeing this thing blow up. But let me finish Matic real quick. The Green Blockchain Summit is aimed at bringing together communities to fight climate change. The summit will discuss environmental conservation and how blockchain technology can be a tool to assist this moment. The summit could be a reason for Matic's current rally. It's not. Polygon has introduced a new type of staking called liquidity staking. This allows investors to stake their crypto, but at the same time retain the liquidity of the token. That's a pretty good idea there. That's not a bad one. In addition, this is the big one right here. Many projects from the failed Terra Luna Classic platform are migrating to the Polygon network. Ryan Wyatt, the CEO of Polygon Studios, recently say that 48, I said 58 guys, I'm sorry, it was 48. 48 projects have been migrated to the Polygon Matic network. Nonetheless, this move may have boosted social sentiment regarding the network. See, when there's a lot of good things happening, you can pump in this market. Moreover, Polygon is working on ZK rollups or zero knowledge rollup. This allows faster transaction speeds with lower gas prices. At press time, Polygon was trading at 55.815, up 9.2% in the last 7 days. Well, guess what? The shine on that has to wear off. And guys, before you know it, here we are. Bitcoin's at 19,300. Guys, listen, nothing, and I don't, by the way, I do not want in any way, I don't want Hobbs. I don't want Hobbs to be wrong, okay? And I'm not rooting for Justin, but I do want the market to have a little bit of a pump, right? So let's remember here, yesterday when Hobbs and Justin had their, here we go, 19,424. When they were on, when they were on their show, it was around 19,400. So if for any reason Bitcoin could get to 19,500 and just hover around 19,500, and I don't need it right now, but if it could just hover around 19,500 and be up on the day, right around 3 or 4 p.m., I swear to you, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching their show, and I'm going to be relentless on Hobbs because Justin will have been right on their estimate, because Hobbs was like, this can't be, and he was going to town over this whole thing, like, there's absolutely no way that we could be doing this. It's like, this is crazy. And now it's like a 469 point differential roughly from the top. So God, I just can't, man, this would be so awesome. That's what I'm saying, man. We should be like, Justin, we're doing this for you, and we should just pump Bitcoin and get it to like 19,500, 19,600. And then when Hobbs comes on, he'll be broadcasting from his car, mad as hell, dodging and weaving through traffic, trying to avoid Terminators, T1000 models, not the 800s, of course, and just living his dream. Just flinging NFTs out the window. You goddamn NFT. You know what I mean? Just going crazy, losing his mind over this whole thing. The Dow Jones is now down 221, where before, remember, we were at 370. So the market is having a quick recovery. Now, and one of the things here is the data is being parsed by all of the people, and they're saying, well, is it really this bad? Because remember, what I just said really kind of applies right here. Number one, some of this was already baked into the mix. So maybe some of these people are feeling that, and they're thinking like, it's not as bad as we thought. Maybe we're starting this recovery and we're reaching, this is just the worst thing. And now we're reaching over the ledge, because on my way to work today, gas prices were down a lot from where they were a month ago. So I'm not seeing why this number is meant, you know what I mean? Like there could be a lot of that, and people are not fooling themselves, but making reasons in their mind for this to be happening. Now, the other thing is, this could just be the strength of the European market right now, because it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It could be the Eastern European market, because then it's 5, 6 o'clock, or it could be the Middle Eastern market, and just a little combination of all of these markets kind of working together. In fact, I think I might be able to. I still have fiat leak around here somewhere, so we could go check that out, in fact, because, all right, so we go look at where, let's close that, and yeah, so let's go look at Bitcoin, and we're going to see who's buying Bitcoin right now. We can actually just kind of look at it and see it's 19,400. So we're seeing Bitcoin is really going through America heavy. And by the way, for those of you that have never seen this website, what we're doing is we're tracking who's buying and selling Bitcoin at this point. And you can see, like, from a point database, exactly what country it's going to. So you're seeing just a ton of Bitcoin going into the American market. And then you're seeing it's all shooting up here. It looks like England is very hot and heavy right now into this. Then you're seeing over here, again, that Eastern European, that's probably Germany, maybe Turkey, because Turkey is the hot place. So what we're seeing right now is we're seeing most of it is happening in the trading, that is happening in America because the market is open. But I mean, you can see right here as we go, there's much less of a volume. South America is doing a little bit, but we're seeing a huge volume in the European markets right now and the Middle Eastern markets right now. And we're seeing that China and Japan are still in the game right now. And by the way, the size of this bubble represents the size of the transaction, just in case you were wondering. Yeah, so we're really just kind of watching. Man, there's a look. You can see it. Look how many small buys are going into England right now. Like they are just bang, 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 bang. And then it just shut down all of a sudden. U.S. market is still making it happen. Middle Eastern market is still making it happen. I think that's Middle Eastern. Like I'm not sure exactly which. Let's do this. We know it's going to be the U.S. I don't remember how to look on this map and figure out what country it is. Like it used to be, you could just click on the United States and it would like zoom you in and you could move around. Guys, I'll work on this site today. Maybe because this really is kind of effective and it's really showing us where the money is coming from and going to right now. And we're seeing a pump again up to 19,200, 210 right now. So Dow Jones at 20 down 267. SPY is down 3.8, 3.6. So we're down 1% roughly there. Bitcoin's not eating it as much as we would have thought. But you can see here, like there's the trading happening across the world right now. Matter of fact, here's what's cool is you can take something like somebody was saying before, like we're looking at Matic. You can actually go down here and find Matic and then pop Matic up here and see who is buying Polygon. And you can see that the U.S. market, and by the way, you can watch this for like 24 hours, 48 hours, and you can see like it, does Matic move when the Chinese market is in play, or where is all the Matic going? $19K USA is the same as $16K UK. So we have many orders at $16K. Well, there you go. So it looks like most of the volume in Polygon is the American market. So, I mean, I would think that if you're wanting to trade it, then that American market is when and where you want to do the trading. Yeah, here we go. This is what it looks like in the U.S. market, by the way. This is what the U.S. market is buying, just so you guys can see this. This is, and there's Tether. And you don't want to see Tether, by the way. This is Bitcoin, obviously. There's Ethereum. So people are buying the shit out of Ethereum right now. Look, we're on a price pump again. We're up to 19,300. So, but somebody's buying SHIB. Somebody else is buying SHIB. Somebody else is buying SHIB. And and you can see what's being bought here in the United States. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Tether, Polygon. Look at that. Polygon is right up there, number 6 overall. Polygon. Aave. Let's go look at a price point real quick. Guys, I don't want to sidetrack on that one because I know that website is fucking fascinating. But for Aave, so Aave, we would be looking at something like in the 50s, right here down at 56 to 53, would be like a great buying opportunity. Now this is, I mean, keep in mind that the low is 45. So if we consider that this market is going to dump, and if we think that Bitcoin, which was 17.4 at this point, when Aave was at 45, if we think that that's going to happen again, then I would just sit on the sidelines right now and wait for that 45 to happen, because as Bitcoin does or doesn't dump, look at Aave and then look at Bitcoin, and let's like kind of trend this thing out so that it looks the same. Now let's go back to Aave. See, it's pretty much the same pattern. So, don't forget what Bitcoin does, everybody else does. Nothing else is different. So let's see what Bitcoin does, and then when we get a read on Bitcoin, then we'll know what everybody else in the market is going to do. Save, like, here we go. Avalanche is already up 2%, 3%, because it's, I guess, starting to pump a little bit from 16. Okay, so Avalanche was down at $16 a little while ago, and now it's already up to 17. So, it's either Avalanche or Aave or Matic that are going to make the big moves. And you can see right here, all three of them are in the profit. So if you guys have been listening to me, and I've been telling you this for a couple days now, those are the plays. SHIB is up, by the way. Let's move that up here into the green spot too. And now ETH is up. So, but Aave, Avalanche, Matic, and now SHIB, they're all up right now. So, I mean, make what you will of it. But on Aave, I would wait. We're looking for Bitcoin to make that move. So, I'm going to get in around 56, maybe 53. I would hope for something a little bit smaller. But again, I'm watching Bitcoin. What Bitcoin does is what the rest of the market does. Volatility. So if Bitcoin goes down 10%, then I expect Aave to go down at least 15 or 20%. So, and I'm going to give just a little bit of time to wait for that thing to happen and let it kind of bear out as Bitcoin does one of these sideways action moves. And then that's when you're going to feel that move for Aave to do the same thing. And then that's when we're going to get in. And then, I mean, it's really kind of a huge run. Think about this. If you got into Aave here at 54, you're sitting up here at 82 right now. You're up 60%. And what is this? This is the month of July. Like you're 12 days, 13 days in. That's the kind of move that Aave makes. So, I mean, Jesus Christ, like it goes crazy. Oh, by the way, Bandex, BTFA, tokens like that, they're not covered by this over here. So we won't see them popping up on this. This is just like the major top 100 tokens and stuff like that. So one of the unfortunate parts about this thing here is that we never get to see that. Oh, you can see, though, by the way, let's take a quick click here. Here's XRP. And as you can see right here, XRP price action is way down in the last little bit, down a penny and a half, it looks like. But this is where people are buying XRP right now. It looks like nowhere except the United States. And is that going to be China? Okay, it looks like XRP is going heavy into China. Yeah. So China in the middle of the night, by the way, because it's 9 a.m. or almost 9 a.m. where I am, which means it's about 9 p.m. in China. So I guess that's not nighttime. I guess I shouldn't call it nighttime, but you know what I mean. They are buying the shit out of XRP right now. So there's something going on in China with XRP, and you can see really this is one of those things where people are still nervous about XRP. Buy XRP. I think you really kind of have to have a VPN. There you go. How to buy Ripple? You can buy it on Kraken. You can buy that shit on Kraken right now. So anyway, let's go back here and let's pop in. We're gonna get to the US again, and we're gonna take that look one more time. And you can just look at all the trades that are going through like right now. Traded in the last minute, $3 million. It's just going out of its mind right now. I can't show Volt on here, Art. The Volt is not part of it. The only thing we can do on Fiat Leak is we have to look at it over here. And you see Volt trading at 76.91. Terra's back up to 1600. We're starting to see again. We're starting to see that move back upwards from Ethereum, and we're starting to see that move back upwards on Bitcoin. It's not going to sustain, by the way. Remember, one of those things. The American market. We tend to have like these moves right here, but then never forget when we get to about noon during the day, we do have a negative sort of run. And if you go here, once we get to noon, we do have a negative run. Once we get to noon, we do have a negative. It's nonstop. It's all the time. There you go. You get XRP on Pancake Swap. Wait a minute. Check the contract on that, Art, or anybody who's asking about XRP. Check the contract and make sure that that's the one on Pancake Swap. I'm not sure which wormholes there are, so you kind of have to pay attention to those and just make certain. But hey, guys, if you were here, by the way, yesterday, one more time, I'm going to remind you because I only got a couple minutes left. If you were here yesterday and you were watching me and you watched me at any point yesterday, I was telling you that this is what we were going to have, that we were going to have this kind of market. The market that we're having right now is exactly what I told you we were going to have. Everybody else was telling you that we're going to have an 18,000 Bitcoin or a 17,000 Bitcoin or all of this shit that was going to happen. And guess what? There was only one person that was right. There's one of them that's telling you, dude. And we're going to do 18,000. Dude. We're going to do 18,000. We don't know why Voyager is crashing. We think we know why Voyager. Listen, it's degen play. That's what's going on. It's degen plays. This is very simple, guys. The crypto market is not complicated. There are many facets to it, and it will change, and we're not always going to get it right. We're not always going to get all of this stuff right because we just can't get it all right because it's impossible. We can do our best. But here's the thing. You don't have to trust me, by the way. You don't have to trust me as somebody to get your advice from. But look for people who are right. Write this shit down, and then go pay attention, and then go look. Because sometimes like in my mind, here's the thing. Sometimes in my mind, I might see something happen, and then like I just go do it, and then I make a bunch of money off of it, and then I just forget that it's not like 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. So I have no idea. Like I didn't get a chance to tell you guys, and then I come back and I'm like, yeah, I just made like $8,000. You know what I mean? Like so that kind of thing is going to happen. But generally when we're talking about, and by the way, I want you to think about this. So the 48 and the 48 EMA, that's the one that really tells us we're going to lift off, right? The 48 EMA, we crossed over just a little while ago on both Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we're set to start a move to the upside. We are actually sitting very well. Bitcoin just went over 19.3. So the recovery is very quickly happening off of this bounce. Now, there's going to be some bearish sentiment for the rest of the day. We're going to continue to experience it because people are waking up. People are realizing, we got a 9.1% CPI number. But again, like I said, it's a little crazy, but when you drive around today and you see gas prices are about 30 cents cheaper than they were 3 days ago, then you're going to be feeling a little bit better about the economy. So when you look at that number doesn't hurt you as much as you would have thought that it would have hurt you. So you may be feeling a little bit better about that position. So that's why that's why you're that's probably why you're seeing this play out the way it's playing out right now, and you're not seeing that massive dip down that everybody was telling you about. We're still going to see the pain, we're still going to see the hurt, but just imagine this. Imagine this. We just got a 9.1 CPI number. The world just collapsed right in front of our eyes for an hour, and we on a green candle. Here we are. We're starting 9 o'clock on a green candle. Will we stay there? Yeah, probably not. We're probably not going to stay there. But for right now, at this moment, and maybe for the next minute or so, we are sitting on a green candle right after we got that enormous CPI number. So maybe things aren't as bad right now as we think they are. Maybe we're going to start to see just a little bit of a pump. And if, God damn it, I wish they would stop listing Bandex everywhere, because I got mine staked for like 6 months. I'm not taking it out for a while. But let's go look at Bandex real quick. 2056. Jesus Christ. It's got to stop pumping at some point. God damn it. All right. So, you know what? YOLO. This thing's going to be, listen, guys, Bandex, BTFA, that's one of those that's going to take off. It's going to have that big run. So, and you heard it here, like I've told you before. But Bandex is Bandex is going to have a $10 million market cap right here. It's 1.98. It's going to have a 10 million market cap naturally. When we get on a bull run, it's probably going to have a 50 or 100 million market cap. So if you got in early, then you're going to be, man, you're going to be making out. This is a fake out. Yeah, this is not the time to invest, by the way. For anybody who's thinking about that, this is not the time to invest. You see the trading volume is very high right now. It's not the time to invest. This is the time to sit on the sidelines and be very, very careful and just watch the market play itself out. This is this is where people get wrecked. So don't get wrecked. All right, my time is up. This is not financial advice. My name's Bleaves. I'm always right. You guys be very careful in your trading today, and don't fall for any of these. When you start to see the pump, don't chase a green candle. Do not chase a green candle today. This is probably going to end badly. We're just seeing a little bit of life out of it, but I hope that life is 19,500 at 3 p.m. today when Hobbs goes online and he has to look Justin in the eye and say, God damn it, you were right. All right, guys, that's my time. You can have a good day, and we'll talk to you later.